chew a piece of mint gum right now, and inside about 3 minutes, most of that flavor will be gone. Not faded a little, gone. What's left in your mouth is a soft, warm, rubbery blob that still has texture, still has that same chewy resistance, but tastes like almost nothing. And here's the strange part. That blob you're still chewing weighs almost exactly the same as the piece you unwrapped. Nothing seems to have left. So, where did the flavor actually go, and why can't it come back no matter how long you keep chewing? The answer starts with the fact that a stick of gum isn't really one substance. It's two completely different materials mixed together that were never designed to behave the same way in your mouth. One half of that mixture is the gum base, the part that gives gum its actual chew. This is built from elastomers, which are long, rubbery polymer chains. For most of gum's commercial history, that base came from something called chicle, a natural latex. Tapped from sapodilla trees in Mexico and Central America, a substance people in that region had actually been chewing on in some form for centuries before it ever became a packaged product. Chicle got turned into a commercial gum in the 1870s, largely thanks to an inventor named Thomas Adams, who reportedly got his hands on a shipment of the stuff through an exiled former president of Mexico, who was actually hoping chicle could be developed into a rubber substitute. That plan for rubber never worked out, but Adams noticed something else. This material chewed beautifully. A gum industry was born, almost as a side effect of a failed rubber experiment. By the mid-1900s, though, chicle supply couldn't keep up with demand, and manufacturers largely switched to synthetic elastomers instead. Materials like polyisobutylene or polyvinyl acetate, chemically engineered to do the exact same rubbery job chicle used to do, just without needing an entire rainforest tree. Here's the key detail about that gum base. Whether it's natural or synthetic, it does not dissolve in water. That's not an accident. It's the entire point. If the base dissolved, gum would disintegrate in your mouth in seconds, instead of staying chewy for half an hour. The other half of the mixture is everything that actually tastes like something, the sweeteners and the flavor compounds. And these are built the complete opposite way. They're specifically chosen because they dissolve easily in water, and your mouth, it turns out, is basically a small, warm, constantly refilling pool of water called saliva. So, the moment you start chewing, two very different things happen to these two ingredients at the same time. The insoluble base gets folded and kneaded and stretched by your teeth, but chemically, it just sits there, unchanged, holding its shape. The soluble flavor and sweetener molecules, on the other hand, start dissolving into your saliva almost immediately, the same way sugar dissolves into a cup of warm water. And once they're dissolved into that saliva, they don't stay in your mouth. You swallow constantly, way more often than you'd consciously notice, and every swallow carries a little more of that dissolved flavor down your throat, along with it. That's the whole trick. Really, the flavor isn't fading, or wearing out, or getting weaker with use. It's being physically extracted out of the gum and swallowed away, a little more with every single chew. Within a few minutes, essentially all of the water-soluble flavor and sweetener has been pulled out and sent down your throat, leaving behind almost pure, flavorless gum base, which is exactly the bland, rubbery texture you're left holding. And this is why no amount of chewing technique brings the taste back. You're not waiting for anything to regenerate. There's no flavor slowly reappearing from deeper inside the gum. Once the water-soluble compounds near the surface are gone, chewing harder just works the same flavorless base around your mouth. More thoroughly. It's a little like squeezing a wet sponge over and over. The first few squeezes get real water out, but eventually, you're just squeezing air. If a story with this many strange side turns is the kind of thing that keeps you clicking, that's basically the whole channel. So go ahead and hit like and subscribe if you haven't, because there's more of this coming every week. Gum companies have actually known about this problem since the very beginning of the industry, and a huge amount of quiet chemistry work has gone into fighting it. One major approach is called flavor encapsulation. Instead of mixing flavor oils loosely through the gum base, Manufacturers trap tiny droplets of concentrated flavor inside microscopic capsules, almost like little timed release beads. These capsules are built to resist dissolving all at once. Instead, they break open gradually as you chew, releasing small, fresh bursts of flavor over a longer stretch of time, instead of dumping the entire payload into your first 30 seconds of chewing. It's the same basic idea as time-release medication, just applied to spearmint, instead of cold medicine. There's also a second, quieter piece to this story that has nothing to do with the gum itself and everything to do with your own mouth. Your taste receptors don't just passively report flavor intensity in a straight, honest line. They adapt to constant stimulation, gradually turning down their own sensitivity the longer they're exposed to the same flavor compound. So, even in the brief window where flavor molecules are technically still present and dissolving out of the gum, your perception of that flavor is fading faster than the actual chemistry would predict on its own. Your senses get a little bit bored before the gum is even fully out of things to offer. So the next time a piece of gum goes flavorless in your mouth after just a few minutes, here's what's actually happened. One half of that stick was built from the start to never dissolve, holding onto its shape stubbornly through hundreds of chews. The other half was built to do the opposite, to dissolve fast, right away on your own saliva, and disappear down your throat almost as soon as you started. You're not losing the flavor. You're actively drinking it, one swallow at a time, until there's nothing left to drink. That contradiction, one ingredient engineered to stay, one engineered to leave, has been sitting inside every stick of gum you've ever chewed, all the way back to a failed 19th century rubber experiment that accidentally invented an entire industry instead. If you made it this far, you already know what this channel's about. Small, everyday things that turn out to have a real reason behind them. Hit like, subscribe for the next one, and I'll catch you in the next video.